graduating class of 2013. Today is a day of ecstasy, rightly so, for each one of you, every 341 of you. But what about tomorrow? What will you wish for your tomorrow? A tomorrow of wealth? Of what type? Monetary wealth? The wealth of knowledge? Or maybe in between those two spaces, there is space for the wealth of giving. I share 3 real stories of hope and giving with you. Some 7 years ago in Gimo, which is an area in the ward I serve, I met an elderly grandmother. She was raising her grandchild. Why? Because her daughter was a drug offender and was imprisoned. The grandmother committed her energy to cleaning jobs, to bring home money to help towards the child's school fees. Her grandson was only 2 years old then. We sat her down, held her hand, listened to her, gave her encouragement and assistance, and she overcame the odds. Just last month, I presented an education award for her grandson, to her grandson, who is now in primary school and is doing very well. She has aged, but brimming with pride. A bond was gelled. She knows there is a community behind her. Hope. What of her daughter? Before she was released from prison, we penned a letter to her informing that for years upon years, her own mother was taking care of the young boy, her son, but that what was done was done. In that same letter, the volunteers and I informed that we had organized for a job for her at the community club just 100 meters from her home. I signed and sealed the letter, and it was received by the daughter when she returned home from prison. It was our yellow ribbon. While she did not take up the job offer, she knew a community was behind her and that we cared. The volunteers and I were working hand in hand to serve her and her family. Did we do this to feel good? No. We did this because we had an immense amount of respect for her, for the grandmother. She was the one who inspired us. She gave us hope that the wealth of giving will see a better tomorrow for her grandson. In the end, she too sees a better tomorrow today. Some years ago, I met a young man also living in my constituency, full of life. We met when I was doing a home visit to him. And he was brimming, he was happy, he was only 17. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm in ITE." And he said, brimming with pride, grade point average, 4.0 out of 4.0. Perfect score. I said, "What's your dream?" And he says, "Poly." I said, "Live your dream. We do this, and I hope to see you in Poly soon." And I left with every confidence that when I saw him next, he would be pursuing his diploma. Like many of you here today have probably pursued your own diplomas before your degree courses. A few years ago, I met him again in a home visit in Gimo. And this time he was disheveled, he was unshaven, he was dejected. I said, "What's happened?" He says, "Not good news. Things took a turn for the worse. My mother fell ill. My mother died. I'm the elder child. I have to take care of the family." Father had walked out on them. "So what are you doing?" He says, "I'm stacking shelves at a department store." "So what's your dream?" He said, "Poly, diploma." I said, "Live your dream. Let's find a way for you to get there." And he said, "I'll search." I said, "Do so." 3 weeks later, he came back to see me and he says, "I found PSB Academy, diploma course, but I need finance. I need a scholarship. There's the Endeavor Award." And I said, "You're a fantastic candidate for an Endeavour Award. We will support you, we'll push for you, we will appeal for you." 3 weeks later, he came back after the appeals went in. "I'm in PSP Academy. I'm pursuing a diploma course." He is now in his second year, having passed his first year. There was never any doubt that he would pass. He's now volunteering and mentoring younger boys to overcome the odds. That young man would dream to be sitting here. That young man would dream to be sitting where you are. If we care enough to look to our left and to our right when at work or walking down the street, or even when we are on campus, and stop to talk, to listen, to care, then we can make that difference and imbue in a fellow human being a sense of hope and be inspired in turn. Would you care enough for that sort of tomorrow? 10 weeks ago, a parent spoke with me and confided that her daughter was born premature at 24 weeks, some 18 years ago. She pulled through, and the parents courageously put her into mainstream school, even though she had learning disabilities. Every step of the way, she applied herself, and she got into normal level and passed her N-level examinations last year. Her parents told me that she was just 1 point short on her N-level score and missed the cutoff for ITE's Office Skills course. I met the young girl too. She was full of life, brimming with optimism and passion. I spoke with her and was convinced that I had to find a way of getting her into ITE. The parents and I collectively appealed to the institution. First time, rejected. Second try, successful. She is now in school, in ITE, in her dream course. Just like you today, everyone who has reached his or her potential is a winner, whatever that potential might be. What we then do with that potential for tomorrow is the most important question each of us here has today to answer, including me. As for tomorrow, will it be for you the wealth of giving? Just like tomorrow, the choice is yours. It has been a privilege to be here. Thank you.